Hello, everyone. I am hoping that this means that you can hear and see me. This is my first Facebook Live video, so I just want to make sure that people are able to see and hear me before I keep going. So maybe someone can just comment really quickly, like in the chat. Rose, I don't know if you're able to just comment, let me know if you can hear me. Yay! Okay, great. Perfect. Wonderful. Okay, so hello, perfectly imperfect women. My name is Alana Shaked, and I'm a breast cancer thriver, fertility warrior, author, and personal development coach. And in my past life, I was a lawyer and nonprofit founder and executive, which I will get into in a moment. So today I'm going to tell you the story of how I went from working 80 hours a week at a job that I hated and living an unhealthy and lonely lifestyle to having a great work-life balance and flexibility, doing what I love, feeling fulfilled, and living a healthy lifestyle. And then I'm going to give you my secret shortcut to help you take that leap and ascend to your one true and beautiful life. So, once upon a time, I worked at a big law firm and made tons of money that I spent on material goods that were supposed to make me happy, but did not. I was single, lonely, and uninterested in the work I was doing. I wanted to make a change, but I didn't know what else to do, and I lacked the confidence to go against societal norms and follow my heart. And then one day, I felt a lump in my left breast. And I was 28 years old at the time, so I was convinced that it was nothing. But something inside of me told me to go get it checked out. So several days later, I was on a soul-sucking lawyer conference call at work when my cell phone rang and changed my life forever. Hello, Alana. You need to come in. Your test results show that you have invasive ductal carcinoma, aka breast cancer. So there I was at age 28, barely just getting started with my career, with my life, and I was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. At that moment, I made a vow to myself that if I survived, I would never again settle for anything less than true fulfillment. I promised myself that I would find meaning, joy, and peace. And after a grueling year-long battle filled with chemotherapy and surgeries, that's exactly what I did. Once I was finished with my treatments, I packed my bags, quit my job, and set off on the adventure of a lifetime. I moved to Israel for 5 years. I pivoted into the nonprofit world, managing several healthcare nonprofits, including the one that I founded for other women touched by cancer. I facilitated workshops and created retreats. I married my love and my best friend. I authored my first book, I got certified as a coach, and began empowering other women to transform their lives into purposeful, meaningful, and successful journeys. So, was it scary to take these steps? Yes. Did it require courage? Hell yes. But after beating breast cancer, I knew I could do anything I set my mind to. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the musical Wicked. Just side note, I love musicals. But in the words of my favorite misunderstood Wicked Witch of the West, I decided to trust my instincts, close my eyes, and leap. Hopefully, you don't need to go through cancer to understand that this is your one life, at least that we know of for certain, and that therefore it is up to you to make sure that you create your truest and most beautiful life. You're probably thinking right now, yes, but ... the pandemic, my kids, I can't control if or when I meet someone, etc., etc. I hear you, but don't get stuck in this trap. We cannot control circumstances, but we can control what we do with them and how we react to them. So just like with a challenge such as cancer, we cannot control how long we will live, but we can control how well we will live. We can take back our power to choose the life that's best for us, the life that you are meant to live. So how many of you are currently stuck at a crossroads, exhausted from juggling too much at work and in your personal life, or maybe just plain unsatisfied with your daily grind and looking for more fulfillment? Or maybe you know what needs to change, but you just lack the confidence to move forward. So there are 2 reasons that people have trouble solving problems or getting the results that they want in life. Oh, hey, Haley. Good to see you. Okay, so the 2 reasons that people have trouble solving problems or getting results are 1, they don't understand the problem, and or 2, they don't understand the solution. And so they either do the wrong things or they're so afraid that they just don't do anything at all. So if this sounds familiar to you, is there something in your life that you really want to change this year and yet you just feel overwhelmed or stuck or afraid? So I'm going to make a really simple suggestion here. And if you take this seriously, it could really be the spark that you need to take a leap forward this year and finally ascend to the life that you were meant to live. The night before I received the results of my biopsy, I was pretty understandably nervous. As I laid in my bed alone, struggling to fall asleep, I needed something to help me feel more in control of a situation, which of course was entirely out of my control. So I wrote myself a note on my iPhone entitled, "If I found out I had cancer tomorrow." So I'm going to read that note to you guys really quickly. If I found out I had cancer tomorrow, I would quit my job. That is the first thing I would do. Then I would figure out my plan to stay alive and give it everything I had. Then I would spend time with the people I love, and I would pray. I would pray for peace and salvation and for strength. Once my health was in control, I would do something meaningful with my life. I would give. I would not care if I had money. I would only care that I was happy and helping other people be happy too. Okay, so now I want you to close your eyes for a moment and just take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just relax and still your mind. Coming into your body, breathing. And now I just want you to put yourself in the shoes of that 28-year-old girl lying in bed the night before getting the results back from her biopsy. So if you want to play around with the age, that's totally fine. But there you are, anxiously lying in bed. You don't know what's going to happen. You have no control over the situation. You are frightened because you know that cancer is bad. Really fucking bad. People die from cancer. And now you're just going to take out a pen and paper. You can do this now, or you can do it in your head and then write it down after you finish watching this video. And I just want you to jot down the following. If I found out that I had cancer tomorrow, here's what I would do. And then just let it come out. Everything that you've been saving up inside of you, everything that's part of your deepest intuition and knowing of who you are and what is most important to you in this world. So just taking a moment to think of or jot down a few things that come to mind without thinking too much or reaching for this information. Just trusting your heart and what comes up for you. If I found out I had cancer tomorrow, here's what I would do. So maybe you're surprising yourself here, or maybe not. Maybe you struggled with this exercise. That's okay. Not everyone has clarity on their purpose and values. But what do you think about that? Is that okay with you? So this exercise is a really simple way to zoom in on what is really important to you, what lights you up, and maybe what you need to work a little bit on. So another really helpful and super easy tool that you can use to live more in line with your values is to do a values assessment. So you're just going to write down or think of, again, your top 5 values. And these could fluctuate over time. But just for example, mine currently are inner peace, family, creativity, love, and health. But other values could include things like adventure, community, inclusivity, financial security. So first, you're going to identify these top 5 values, these core values. And again, if you have any trouble thinking of certain words or values, you can actually Google values list or values sort, and you can look through lists and examples. But once you've identified those core values, I just want you to rate each value on a scale of 1 to 10. So 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest of how much this value is present in your life right now. So Rose says, I really want to take a vacation and go somewhere I always dreamed of going and couldn't. Love that. I love the idea of travel and adventure being values that are important to us. And of course, having the pandemic in place right now, that's been really tough. So, Rose, maybe you can think of what is the one word, the value that sort of encompasses that sentiment? Like, what is it really that you want, that going on that vacation and going somewhere you've dreamed of but weren't able to go, what does that mean to you? And then assigning it that value of between 1 to 10. And so what we're doing here is we're checking whether you're living your life in alignment with your core values. So scores of 8 or higher, that's generally pretty good. And if you have scores that are lower than 8, that kind of signals a red flag. Oh, I love it. Rose said freedom. Yes. Oh, that's such a good one. Such an amazing value. So such a good example too, because maybe traveling to an exotic destination right now is out of our control because of the circumstances, but does that mean that having freedom is out of our control? Are there other things we can do right now to bring freedom into our life, to be living in alignment with that value, when certain circumstances are making, the easy ways of experiencing that harder for us right now? So, so basically when you have a low score, what you want to do is think of one action item that can give you a little boost in that category. So for example, if my value is health and let's say I've been feeling kind of gross lately, I might decide to commit to taking an exercise class or maybe trying out a new healthy recipe this week. So I love this values assessment. I do this on myself once a week sometimes, just to really check in with myself, see where I'm at, make sure that I'm really living my life in line with my values. So you can do it once a week, once a month, or even once a year, but it's just a really great way to watch your trajectory and track your personal development over time. So if my story spoke to you, if this message resonates with you, and if these tools are helpful, if you know that you need to make a change this year to live more in alignment with your purpose, but you need extra support or structure and accountability to take that leap, I have a wonderful coaching program coming up that you can apply for. And the program is called LEAP. And it's an 8-week journey to clarify your purpose and goals, overcome challenges and blocks, and ascend to your one true and beautiful life. So you can find more info and a syllabus on my website, which is just my first and last name. So alanashaked.com and then actually I think it's a / leap, the logical slash. So you can easily find it on my website, alanashaked.com. And spaces are limited because I like to keep my programs intimate. So definitely apply ASAP if you're interested. And if you have questions or wondering if the program is a right fit for you, you can set up a free Zoom chat with me to discuss. Just fill out the short application on the website, and then you get, at the end of that, you'll get a link to book the appointment with me. So I also offer private coaching. So if that's something you're interested in, you can also DM me on Facebook or shoot me an email. My email address is Alana, ALONAG, Shaked. My middle name is Gabrielle. At gmail.com. So thank you, beautiful women, so much for listening today. It is such an honor to share this vulnerable part of my journey in the hopes that it might help someone else out there. And Rose, thank you so much for hosting me. Thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, please be in touch if you have any questions or want to chat. And just everyone have a great rest of the week. Thank you.